back to Creative Tuesdays with Liz. I am very excited to be here again today as we come together and create, and I hope that everybody has just enjoyed their past week and has been able to create some things that's just given them a little bit of joy and made them feel good. And we will go ahead and get started for today. Today we are going to make a 3D paper strip sculpture. So you're going to need a piece of cardboard. It can be from a cereal box, a packing box that you got in the mail. It can be any type of cardboard, and it can be any size. The cardboard is going to be used as the base for your sculpture. So it can just be any size that you need it to be. If you want it large or small, however, there's no limits on this. You're going to need some colored paper, you'll need some scissors and glue, and maybe some pegs and binder clips if you needed to hold your strip in place while the glue's drying for a minute or two. So I want you to be sure to cut a whole variety of strips. Make sure you cut some different colors, cut some thick ones and some thin ones here. I know these are straight. You can cut some wavy ones. They can be any way that you want them to. You can even cut some strips that are just completely all kind of something really odd. They don't have to be just like one. It can be different shape or size to it. So I'll make this one be a little kind of curvy and just kind of go all over. And we'll see how something like this turns out. And that's the thing with creating, you know, just kind of keep on creating and see what turns out. Kind of experiment with different ways to do this, and so you can find what you like and just kind of try out some different ways. This is going to be a really long strip here. And you do not have to cut crazy strips like this. You can just cut plain strips if you want to. But I think I'll add something like this and just see how it turns out. So you can go about this if you wanted to go ahead and maybe just glue some strips down one edge, you can. Or you can just glue them in the middle and just start doing one at a time, twisting and turning it. But let's see, I think I will go ahead and glue down one of these crazy strips that I cut here. I'll glue it down in one corner. And I'm using stick glue, but you can use liquid glue, stick glue. You know, if you're comfortable using a hot glue gun, which I wouldn't think you need a hot glue gun with paper, but if you're, you know, more comfortable using that, you can definitely do that too. So let's see here. I'm just going to kind of twist and turn. I'm going to glue down different spots of this. I'll have different points of this one strip just kind of touching the base. And I think I might use a peg just to hold that one in place since it's kind of there in the middle. I don't want to tug and pull it loose or anything. You can weave them underneath each other. Let's see. Any way you want to. There is no right or wrong. There's no correct way to do this. I just really want you to enjoy the process and just have fun with it. I'll hold that in place there for just a minute. So we got one glued on. I think I might do all green and then just add one extra color. I am kind of partial to green. Let's see. And just kind of, you can clamp if you want to. And if they're staying just fine and you don't want to use a clamp or a peg, and if it just gets in your way more than anything, you definitely don't have to do that. I mean, it only takes just a second or two for it to really just dry enough to set so that you don't pull it off again. Let's see, so those are some kind of wavy, crazy lines. I'm going to do a really thick green one. And let's see, we can kind of even roll it up. Oops. We can kind of roll it up and even glue it to itself if we want to. Just try different things there. Oops, I guess I should have put a peg on that. Let's see. All right, I'll put a peg on that one. And I just kind of rolled that up. It didn't really stay. I'll just use a little bit of extra glue. And you know, art is just, sometimes it's just an experiment. It's figuring out what works and what doesn't work. And sometimes you're going to get messy and get glue on your elbow or something. And it's all right. It is no big deal. You can just wash up whenever you're finished. Let's see, I think I'll put another clamp in here in this middle. There we go. All right. I'm going to use a dark green too. Put a variety in there. So I'll glue that down in place. And let a clip hold it. You can kind of weave the papers around, go over and under some. I just really want you to have fun with this. And then if you start to create this and you're like, I think I just want to start over from scratch, then start over from scratch. That'll be just fine. Just get you a new one. Put that one off to the side. Get you a new one and start from scratch. So let's see. I think I will do some weaving this time. I'll do some weaving on this. So I'm just going to go ahead and put glue down 2 of the sides. And glue some strips down so that I can get ready to weave them. And I'll use a variety. I'll use some thick and thin, some wavy and straight, and just some different colors. Alright, and I'm just going to go ahead and lay all of these out, and then I'm going to glue the other ends down, and then I'll go back and weave this side strips through them, and we'll see how that turns out. And if you want to give this to somebody, I know this would make someone's day for you just to give it to them. They would really enjoy that, getting something that you've created. All right, now I'm going to put some on the other side here going down. And I'll glue a wavy one over here too. Just trying out all kinds of things. Alright. So to weave them, I'm just going to go and glue these ends down on the opposite side over here. So I'll put some glue going across the bottom. And I'm just gonna bring these over to the other side right across from where they already are. And put them in the glue there. And your fingers might be a little sticky and kind of the paper strips stick to your fingers. If that's the case, you can get a paper towel or something and wipe your hands clean. Just wipe the tips of your fingers clean so that the strips, you don't pull them back up with the glue that's stuck on your fingers. All right. So I might need to put some pegs on these over here that I just glued down so that they don't pull up loose while I'm trying to weave the other ones through. And it might be a little difficult to kind of get them all pegged down, but I'll just do the best that I can there. Alright, so now I have these strips going one way, and I'm going to take these strips one by one on the side and just kind of weave it. So I'm going to go over this yellow and under the blue, over the orange, under the dark blue, over the light blue, and under the green. And then I'm just going to glue it down on this side. Glue that in place. And when I get ready to weave the next strip, this white one's next, I'm going to do it opposite. So since the red is on top of the yellow, I'm going to start under the yellow and go over the blue, under the orange, over the dark blue, under that light blue, and over this green. And then I'll glue this down in place. Here we go. And you can work as long as you need to. You can pause the video and come back to it at any point in time. If your glue stick runs out, kind of like mine's doing now, and you need to pause the video while you go get another one or anything like that, you can pause the video and then come back and start again. Or if you feel like some of your strips need to dry first, so then you can always come back to it. So I'm really excited to see these, your 3D paper strip sculptures. So please do take a picture and tag us, the Lancaster County Council of the Arts, in it, and so that we can see what each other's doing. And I encourage you guys too to, if you're able to get onto Facebook or Instagram and just kind of look through and see if you can see some of the art that other people have created for Creative Tuesdays. Next week, we will come together and create a face or portrait. You can make a portrait of yourself. You can make a portrait of someone you look up to. You can make a portrait of who you want to be in the future, who you'd like to be. So for this, you're going to need some plain paper, construction paper, glue, scissors. You might even want to get a couple of magazine pages, and if you see some, eyes, cut out eyes from a magazine, or a nose and ears or mouth. You can cut those from magazines. We can glue them on, or you can just draw and create your own, or cut some out of construction paper. So I will have a head-shaped template provided for you. If you do want to use the head-shaped template, you can use that. But otherwise, I look forward to you being here next week as we come together and create our face portraits. See you then. Bye.